Welcome to the Voice of Texas Veterans, a production of Texas Veterans Commission, speaking up for Texas veterans since 1927.
Raising suicide awareness, one hike at a time. Thank you for joining us. I'm Julia Connor, Communications and Outreach at the Texas Veterans Commission. Our Veterans Mental Health Department offers free classes and training aimed at preventing suicide. This month, Texas Parks and Wildlife is observing Suicide Prevention Month with Carry the Weight Ruck hikes at parks across Texas. The hikes, with or without a rucksack, feature different trails, lengths, and activities too. The hikes are planned for every Saturday in September. For example, on September 6th, Galveston Island Park will host a beach walk and ruck hike. On September 20th, join the folks at Dinosaur Valley State Park with their hike in honor of Wildlife Department staff member Steve Kimberly, who died by suicide. On September 27th, at Pedernales Falls State Park, they'll have a ruck march out to Wolf Mountain Trail. The hike will be from 9 to 11 a.m. 2 to 8 miles long, you decide. Air Force veteran Nicole Mechler from Texas Parks and Wildlife is here with us to talk about those ruck hikes. Now, Nicole, are these hikes for everybody?
Open to veterans, active duty, military, family, friends, the community. I always tell everybody, even if it's one person that comes out to this, it's not just that one person being affected, because they're taking that information and bringing it back home with them and sharing it with friends and family. And so we want everybody to come out and support.
Do you have to have a park pass or anything like that?
It depends. So some parks are offering free entry for the event, and others, we do have our Parklands passports through our state parks division, and you can learn more with that on our website. But veterans, disabled veterans, active duty members, and Gold Star families are all eligible to have free passports into those parks. And so if you're interested in that and you want to sign up, I always recommend people come to those state park headquarters. It doesn't have to be the one in Austin, but it can be any of the state parks that you live near. You can go visit them and get that passport. Definitely do that before the event, because it can take some time and you don't want to hold up the line or anything like that. Mm-hmm. It just depends on the park and the location.
And you said there's going to be resources there, some mental health professionals. We'd like to get our Military Veteran Peer Network involved so they can be there if anybody has any questions, anything you might need help with. We have training for people in suicide awareness and things like that.
And we actually worked with TVC and had a couple people come out to most of the parks. And so we made some really great networking and connections with that. And we're just building on that this year again. And I've had a couple of them reach out before and like, hey, are you guys doing this again? You know, we really want to come out. So it's been great. So TVC is coming out. Some of them are working with the VA, some local VFWs, and then the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention is coming out as well to some. Vow 22, Vet Rec Outdoors, Blue Star Family. So we've got a couple of different local organizations that are partnering with us to give those resources.
So what do you hope to accomplish with the ruck hikes? What would you like people to take away?
We want to help bring more veterans outside, let them know that there are places for them to go, let them know that we care, they're not forgotten. I know there's that stigma between mental health and the military, and sometimes it's hard to get that help or to ask for that help. And so we just want them to know that you have a safe place to come. You can come out to the outdoors, help connect them with local resources and organizations as well. I know even though we're Texas Parks and Wildlife, we still can help direct you in the right direction, essentially. Mm-hmm. And so we want to help provide those resources. I know that there's been a lot of initiative lately through the VA getting veterans into the outdoors as a form of therapy. And so that is just a huge goal of ours, is to help connect our veterans and their family members to the outdoors.
We have some Fund for Veterans Assistance grantees in our mental health department that provide supportive services, and some of them have adventure therapy like sailing on the high seas or going camping or rock climbing and things like that. So, and also there's a lot of different ways for veterans to cope with what they're feeling and how to get those feelings out. And, you know, it just depends on what soothes you, being in the outdoors or playing a piano. How do folks find out what's going to be going on at the different parks?
Our main agency website, tpwd.texas.gov, they can go to the state parks tab, and there's a calendar there that lists all of our events that the state parks are hosting. I have a flyer created with all the locations, dates, and times that is posted up to our LinkedIn page and our Instagram page, Facebook page as well. And a lot of our state parks, they have their own separate Facebook page that they're going to put all their information up in the event date and time there as well. And they do a lot of other events as well that isn't particular, it may not be veteran related, but it's outdoor related. And they do a lot of guided hikes, nighttime hikes, things like that. And so it's a great thing to have on social media. We just want everybody to kind of come out to bring awareness with us. And also just knowing that, September is Suicide Awareness Month, but in reality, we should be recognizing this issue every month. More veterans and military service members die by suicide than in battle, which is just a crazy thought to think of. Outdoor therapy, like we mentioned before, it's been gaining a lot of traction as a beneficial form of therapy for veterans. Even if you're not a veteran, just coming out to support them and learning about these resources that are in the local communities will make a difference. Sharing what you learn can help someone in the future. We've actually had game wardens that would reach out to me stating, somebody got their number and it's just a local veteran and they're in a crisis right now. It's important that everybody kind of knows what to do and how to guide them as well. So again, we're bringing out awareness, trying to bring the communities together to help these veterans, not just once a month, but all year. We need to fix this.
That was Nicole Mechler from Texas Parks and Wildlife. These Ruck hikes in observance of Suicide Prevention Month. Check the events calendar on the Texas Veterans Commission website, tvc.texas.gov, for a list of parks, dates, and times. Now, day passes may be required at some locations. You'll find the list on the Parks and Wildlife Department website, tpwd.texas.gov. Under park events, you'll find Ruck hike activities, times, and if passes are needed. That's tpwd.texas.gov. These Ruck hikes in observance of Suicide Prevention Month. For veterans in crisis, the toll-free number to call is 988, press 1. That's 988, press 1. If you're not the veteran, if you're the friend or family member of the veteran who may be going through something, 988, press 1. Now, civilians, you're also able to use this number for yourself. Just don't press 1. 988. Some of our peer service coordinators in the Military Veteran Peer Network will be at select Ruck hikes, and also they're available year-round at local mental health authorities across the state. tvc.texas.gov, click on Mental Health, and you can find the peer service coordinator in your area. They are part of the Military Veteran Peer Network. For example, Navy veteran LeJohn McDonald is the peer service coordinator in the Fort Worth area.
One of the things that we try to do is educate the community on suicide awareness and prevention. We have a mental health first aid that we do, is always assessing for the risk of suicide and listening non-judgmentally and giving reassurance that the veteran is going to be okay, and then also encouraging appropriate professional help, as well as encouraging self-help and other supportive services as well. 988 is the crisis line for veterans who are in crisis. And if you are a veteran, dial 988 and then press 1 to be connected. Not so long ago, we had an opportunity to use that resource and help was readily available. I want to encourage veterans, don't be afraid to reach out and ask for help.
LeJohn McDonald, one of our many peer service coordinator serving veterans across Texas. Go to tvc.texas.gov, click on Mental Health to find the peer service coordinator where you live. On our website, you'll also find provider training information so you can set up some suicide prevention classes for your agency or organization. For more about all our free services, same website. From filing claims to employment, entrepreneurship, healthcare advocacy, the Women Veterans Program, Veterans Mental Health, and the Fund for Veterans Assistance. All of our departments here to provide you with free services. If you know a veteran who's not web savvy, please help them contact us. They can fill out a contact form. Just tell us what you need. Or call our info line, 1-800-252-VETS. That's 1-800-252-VETS. The Texas Veterans Commission is also on Instagram, X, LinkedIn, and Facebook. Send us a message. Ask a question. We'll find the answer for you. I'm Julia Connor. Thank you for listening to The Voice of Texas Veterans, a production of Texas Veterans Commission. Helping veterans starts here.